Hey everyone, Carlos here. So I've been, of course, discussing and talking about AI a lot. Not sure many people is gonna see this video, but it's just like my attempt to show you all how I'm using all of these things, and how can it really change the way you work. There's so many things happening in AI. It's going so fast. So many people experimenting with it. Um, I believe that, and we were just talking about with my friends about this yesterday, but AI is disrupting every SaaS company. Like, for example, yesterday I canceled my Superhuman email subscription. I'm canceling my Slack subscription for the company. Um, and it's all going to be about harnesses, right? And what is a harness, right? Because we're many companies are talking about harnesses, and what are they? So if you take a look at Codex and Claude, they are harnesses. What they do is that they guarantee that the AI agents are working together to accomplish tasks. Um, and basically, what harness does is it manages all these loops and all these instructions between the agents and sub agents to accomplish those goals. Now, when you work with Claude or OpenAI, you're basically stuck with their harness. Like you don't have these option to just choose one or the other. Um, but in any case, these harnesses are extremely strong, extremely good, and now OpenAI and Cloud are trying to just go wider, right? They're building co-work, so they want these to be like the one in all app where you do absolutely everything. I believe that companies should own their harness, right? They should be able to personalize it and control it in every single way possible. So that's what basically I built with Groovy, right? With Groovy, it's an open code harness that basically it's open source because you can copy that code and use it, um, and you can personalize it however you want. And imagine Groovy as a Claude, but you now own these orchestrator that it's managing all the different systems. And not only that, you can manage your email, you can chat with different teammates, what we're calling multiplayer AI. So I'm going to do an attempt to show you how I'm using all of this so you can have an idea of how this harness works, right? So let me share my screen really quick. If I find it, Home tab. Okay, here it is. All right. So hopefully you're seeing my screen, and I want to make sure that you're seeing it. I think you're seeing my screen now. Perfect. So, and this is not letting me. Oh, yeah, it is. Let me switch to this screen. I just want to make sure that it's recording correctly. All right. So as you can see, we have three tabs here: Command Center, Chat, and Email. The first one I'm going to show you is Command Center because Command Center is mostly for developers. And in Command Center, you can add all of your agents. And what it's doing here is, as you can see down here, there's an orchestrator that I have in GPT 5.6 Soul. I can give any instruction, and it's going to manage all of my agents. Basically, this orchestrator is the Groovy harness, which is custom made. It's not a co-work, it's not a cloud, it is custom made. Now, these agents are basically cloud or co-work agents, right? That the orchestrator can manage. So basically, what I do is I have Claude, for example, installed in my computer, and I can create an agent either of Claude or whatever I want. As you can see here, I can create an agent, so it can be a Codex or Claude agent, and I can choose the model for that specific agent, for example. And then if I want, I can ask a direct question. So exactly as if I was doing it locally for Claude or Codex, I could do it right here, or I can just ask my orchestrator to manage all of these agents, right? And the nice thing about this is that you're going to be able to see the code, for example, that this is generating. So for example, here it generated code, I can expand it, I can see the code, etc. So this is more for technical people. It is also nice that you have all the plans centralized, you have the skills centralized that you can coordinate with Git, etc. Now, if I go to chat, this is basically the Slack replacement. The nice thing about this is that you can send direct messages to people, but also to agents. So I just showed you in the command center that you can create these individual agents. You can message those agents right from here, but also you can create channels, right? So for example, if I go to this channel, we have several people in this channel, and we've been talking to the orchestrator to do tasks. So for example, in this case, Nicolas asked the orchestrator to review something, and then we have the response in here, right? So several people can interact, talk, but then instruct the orchestrator to do several things. But not only that, like if I don't want to message the orchestrator, which in this case is internal ops, I can directly instruct the agent. So for example, in this case, Hive, for example, front end or Hive backend, I can just immediately write to that agent so that it responds directly and not via the orchestrator, right? Other than that, you have all the functionalities, for example, of a Slack kind of interface with huddles, etc. So this is like a complete Slack version, but it's AI version in the sense that it is more thought in terms of agents and how you can interact with agents and how they can perform tasks. For example, in the case here of Groovy, I created just a task where it should just give me jokes every single day, and it's been doing that every single day, just giving me a joke based on these tasks that I created. And you can just instruct here the orchestrator to just create your tasks, and it will run every single day. So this is the chat mode in a way. Of course, there's many things here, but if I go through every single thing, we're not going to have the time. Then we have email. Email is one of my favorite. I used to use Superhuman email. It was so fast, so easy to use, among others. But in this case, it's much better because it's already filtering my emails with AI. For example, in here we have several mailboxes or boxes or inboxes. The first one is focus, so immediately it tells me, hey, these are the emails that are important. Everything that is basically junk, it puts it in noise, and it needs reviews because if not, it's not sure how to put it. So for example, I was invited to a beta on OpenAI. In this case, it already drafted that email. I can mark it as done, etc. And I can control all of these with just shortcuts or keywords, right? So it's very easy to use. I have the keyword map here where you can see all the shortcuts that you can use to manage your email. And you just can connect all of your mailbox here. I have 3 mailboxes, and everything is just in one single place. Like I don't have to worry about switching mailboxes. That's one of the things I hated in Superhuman, that I have to keep switching between things. In here, everything is just in one place. You can have your snippets as well, which are basically templates, among others. Um, so that's basically Groovy. This is all open source that you so that you can personalize it to how you want it with your different models. And it will make you extremely um, efficient and effective on your work with AI. So for example, in here in chat, we have chats or channels with clients where they can instruct their art orchestrator to do several things for analytics, among many more. But not only that, you can just have channels where you can automatize things like customer service, among others. And these will do everything for you because it's just like a flexible harness. So again, I hope these helps, and it gives you a sense of how I am using harnesses to bring everything together in one place and not having to develop like things separately. So hope it helps. Let me know.